Hello, good evening, and welcome to another Tickers Live. Hope everybody's okay. Tonight we've got Brian who's travelling somewhere around the world doing something. So with only me and Patrick tonight, unless anyone wants to join later. Good evening, Patrick. Thank you very much for joining me.
Hey
Oh,
everybody, braving
oh.
the storm that's hitting Florida just for you, Tickers.
Yeah, I know. I've just said to Patrick, if the storm hit now, it could be ratings gold, but it's not going to. Oh, we've got a couple of people in the back room. Oh, hello, boys. There we go. The Crays have come to join us. They have actually got up and moved since last week. They have got up and eaten and ran around and had walks and caused chaos, and then gone back in their sleeping position for tonight. They are both 11 months old yesterday, so they got spoilt rotten yesterday.
Happy birthday, boys!
And they'll get a big on the 28th. They'll get a big birthday on the 28th of next month. Year old. So let's just see who we've got. Matt H. Good evening, everyone. Upvoted. Thank you, Matt. Thank you very much. Good evening. We've got Big V again. Hello, Big V. Thank you for joining us again. Evening, everyone. Thank you, Big V. We have Robert Wood. Hello, everyone. Hello, Robert. Lux Report. Good evening. Thank you, Lux Report, for joining me. We've got Matt saying hello to Pocket. Lux Report. I'm starting to feel that these are just models and not real. Oh. Last week, Lux, they actually got up and came and said hello. I actually nudged one of them with my foot, and everyone said, "Oh, there you are! You just kicked the dogs live on the internet."
And I promise I saw at least one ear move. So if they're
Did
models,
ya?
they've got at least some mild animatronics in them.
They have, yes. Eat, sleep, eat, sleep. Do you know what? That is absolutely correct. I can't believe how much food they go through because they just don't do any energetic type things to actually go through any food. But yes, they do. So tonight we're going to discuss some new watches that have arrived. Not here, but on the marketplace. I'm trying to think if anything exciting has happened in the world of watches in the last week. I don't think so. The whole Tug Pay Go TPG thing has died down a bit. He hasn't surfaced again. I think he surfaced on JJ's at one point and had a good old rant. It's quite amusing. But no, it's just died down a bit. So we'll see. Right, so let's see what else we've got to show now. Oh, okay. Robert Wood says, let's have a look. And the food goes through them too. Oh, absolutely, yes. 5 foot Urwerk. Who's that? TPG or me? Right, Matt. Don't like the new Doctor. Yeah, we're going to come to that. We are going to come to that. Lux Report. TPG selling fakes now, apparently. Is he now? Oh, that's interesting. I'll have a dig around in a bit and see.
Well,
Yeah, so Matt,
it's
go
not
on.
that exciting of a story. It's just some guy who bought a Patek from him, I guess, after putting it in a safe for however many months and years, maybe decided after all of this that he'd pull it out. He claims that he then took it to get an appraisal, and the appraiser just said that it was hot garbage. And we've seen zero photos, we've seen zero evidence that it's actually a real story. So it's just It's just a Reddit post with words. So
yes.
not to give TPG any credit. I still think he's a scumbag,
No.
but
Yeah.
he there's nothing actually putting any nails in the coffin on this story yet.
Yeah, Lux report, Ervert the watchmaker. Yes, that's correct. Ervert. I like Erverts, actually. I do like them. So we're going to discuss these now. I actually like these. On the Christopher Ward page on Facebook, they were discussing them today, and a lot of people said they hated them. I actually like them. Maybe it's because of my age, because I think it was 12, I got my first watch, which was an LED watch. I think it was a Commodore. I'm trying to remember. It was a black plastic watch with a red LED. And you pressed the button on the side, it displayed the time. You pressed it twice, and it gave the day. And then you held the button in, it gave the running seconds. And then it appeared on Blake 7, which is an old 1970s space thing written by the same person who wrote Doctor Who. I love Blake 7. And Blake, the head character, he turned out he had the same watch as me. Well, actually, I had the same watch as him, but no, he had the same watch as me. But I'm trying to work out what it was. I think I was looking tonight, actually, after seeing these. I went all nostalgic. I think it was a Commodore. If anybody knows for sure, you've got to be my age. You've got to be 55, 56, 57 to remember Blake 7 properly. If anyone knows for sure what watch it is, because I can't seem to find a good picture of it, I think it was a Commodore. Anyhow, we digress. Now, me and Patrick have discussed these watches before we went live, didn't we, Patrick?
We did.
And it's a no from you, isn't it?
It's a no for me, and it's just there's something bland and boring about it, and that's really my only disappointment. I mean, I like the PRX platform. I mean, I bought the quartz version with the loom dial, and I don't necessarily think it needs hands to give it personality, but it's just an empty void to me. Whether they either made the whole screen an LED and just put something in there, even if they made it like an Annie-Digi, that would be really cool. But just having this like
but I'm sure I looked
square.
today. I can't remember what make it was, but there was an LCD very similar to this. Not made by Tissot, but there was. I saw it tonight. I was looking on eBay to see if I could find this.
Sure. I mean, the bad news about me is I don't give a rat's shite about historical things. As I said, that's why I'm the Moonwatch.
You're too young anyhow. You don't remember it. It's got to be people my age to remember these stuff. You don't remember.
So it's just like kids and haircuts. My wife and I were discussing why every kid right now has like some dead bird's nest on their head, and it's like it might be like the style, but it just looks ugly. And whether it be stylish or not, I look at this and I just go, they could have done better.
Okay, Brian McCarthy, LED, LCD. Sorry, I'm not familiar. I'm not sure what you are getting at. I know what they both are, but okay. I had that kind of LED watch in middle school as well. From what said, mine was a Texas Instruments. I still have one, but it needs batteries. Yeah, I was discussing it with a mate of mine tonight on the phone. And I did say it was either Commodore or Texas Instruments. It could have been the same. It could have been. But the Texas Instruments one I saw had it blazoned. Well, not blazoned, but it was written on the screen just above I'm trying to remember whether it had anything written on the screen or not. I mean, we're talking, as I said, I'm 57 now, and I was 12 when I had it. I've had a hard life, so I try to remember. Okay, back to these other ones. So Big V doesn't like them at all. He agrees with you, Patrick. Brian McCarthy says greater than. Okay.
Oh, he's still on LED versus LCD.
Right. Now, what is interesting, before we go through the price, I wonder if, hopefully not everyone's looked at the price of these, but I'm wondering whether they actually know that they make them in a 40 mil and a 35 mil, as you can see here. And interestingly, the 35 and the 40 mil are actually the same price, which is interesting. The gold one is more money, but the gold 35 and the gold 40 are the same price. Like the black 35 and the black 40 are the same price, which is interesting. Oh yeah, Thomas Burnett's going on about. Sorry, thank you, Ian. Oi up for stickers. Ian Nicholson, one of the mods. Thank you very much, Ian. Thomas Burnett says boring. I much prefer something like the Bolivar Compatron or GP Casquette, something with a retro. Yeah, tonight I looked at the Bolivar, and what disappointed me, like the new Bolivar, they only do the red LED in the gold bracelet and case, and I think it was a bit over the top. And they do a green one, a green display with a black resin case, and then they do a blue LCD with a silver case. But I'd want a black one with a red LED. That's where the old style is, really. I've not seen the GP. I might have a look at that in a bit. Okay, Rob. Well, it depends on the model, yes, but some of the Texas Instruments written at the 6 o'clock position below the LED screen. Yeah, that's the one I saw today. I'm just trying to remember what make mine was. Okay, it's the same for the regular TCP. The 35 and the 40s are all the same price. Thanks, Rob. But I didn't know that. And I like the PRX, but I think I'd stomp up the extra money and go for the Christopher Ward. Not because I'm a Christopher Ward fanboy, but a lot of people I know have handled both say that the Christopher Ward is like a notch up to 11 over the PRX. I mean, obviously you pay more money for it, but it is you can actually tell the difference. I've put a couple of videos out, guys. You want to watch on the PRX on the 12, the Christopher Ward 12, and the new 36mm 12. Both videos went out this week, and the very, very nice watches. The new bracelet is really, really nice. I said I know I come across as a Christopher Ward fanboy, but I can be subjective. If I don't like something, I'll say I don't like it. There was one, I think, 8 months ago, which we reviewed. And I'm sure that Patrick was in on it as well. And I just slated it, didn't I? Do you remember?
Oh, I've got Alzheimer's. I don't remember anything that happened last week.
Okay. It was the one that tried to resemble the old Seamaster 300. Do you remember? And it had loads of accents all over the bezel, and they all intermingled with. Yeah, you remember it.
I remember a little bit of that. Yeah, they had a pretty tacky bezel on one of them.
Yeah, they didn't distinguish the lines between the bezel and the. Yeah, but I just said straight what I didn't like about it. I did get questioned by Christopher Ward that the fact is I didn't like it. And I told them, I repeated what I didn't like about it. There you go. But most of the stuff they do is pretty damn good. We digress. The finishing on the Christopher Ward 12 is better than the PRX, but for the price, the PRX. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You pay either, 250, 300 quid for a PRX, a grand, 1,200 quid for the Christopher Ward, and then the next jump is 20 odd grand, 30 grand for the Chapek. So there's nothing kind of in between, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Definitely, Christopher Ward is nice. So, does anybody want to have a go who doesn't actually know at what the prices are? I mean, do you know what the prices are of these, Patrick?
I mean, I've worked the last 5 days in a row, so I don't officially know the price of anything, but kind of like Robert, I think it's probably just the exact same price as the regular quartz, which I do know that.
Okay, so have a stab then. What's the price on the non-gold?
I'm going to go 350.
Is that euros, pounds, sheep?
Oh, Americans
dollars?
Only think U.S. dollars.
US
the rest
dollars.
of the world doesn't admit. Foot,
oh
yards,
yeah, okay,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah. Okay. I do. Oh, I'm sorry. I like that. I do like that.
I don't hate it. It's just they could have done so much more. If they did an Anti-Digi display where it pretty much had a little digital uh, hour hand and maybe
No.
the
It's going back to proper 70s, mate. It didn't have that kind of shit in the 70s. That is what it's going for. Ah, okay. So that blue one is what it was originally. Okay, that's
yeah.
what it's going back to.
That one looks better.
I can see because it's got a letterbox display, hasn't it? Rather than maybe it is. Maybe because the display is too wide. Maybe they made it letterbox like that.
Yeah, I said I don't hate it. It's just it seems like a letdown to me. But now that DeLorean's pretty cool.
Oh yeah. DeLorean's pretty cool. I remember tickets, and you do say, okay, and you do say whoever makes it, and what you see, whoever makes it, yeah. Okay, so Big V's going for 200 quid. I think they're a bit more than that, Big V. I'm sure they are. I think I'd grab one at 200 quid. Matt H is saying Christopher Ward over Tiso every time. Right, let's just see. I must admit that DeLorean is pretty nice. So where are we? Come on. Right. I don't like the gold one. That's too gold. No, definitely not.
Oh, good thing it's Swiss made. That makes me feel so much better.
I like the one with the black.
All the best computers are made in Switzerland.
Yeah. Okay, so 40 mil is 375 for the silver and the black. And the gold is 445. And then the conversion is the same price, so 375 and 445.
I guess the one I bought's on a rubber strap, so it probably was less than the bracelet model, and so this is probably the regular bracelet model price. But yeah, that's pretty expensive. I'm not gonna lie. Now I'm not a fan at all because that's probably like $450, isn't it?
That's euros. Yeah, it probably is. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I'd imagine. Yeah.
To hell with that.
Wow. Okay. Let's see what we get else now. Now we're gonna go to. Now you're a bit of a Doxa fan, aren't you?
Well, I've got a
at least one.
I've got a negative take on this one too, but it's for a personal reason.
Okay, well, let's just we'll just show. Obviously, there's other people saying it as well. So
I'm going to test Ticker's memory.
Okay. Right, so we're talking about this. I don't like this at all. I saw this and I thought, what the fuck? Seriously, I don't like this at all. What's the point of having that date there? You can't effing see the date, can you?
No, the worst thing is those shiny black hands. Those things they look like toys. They're ugly.
Yeah, and the gold, what the gold all about? It's dog shit. I don't like it at all. Really don't.
All right, Ticker.
Why don't you like it?
So why do I have a personal stake in this watch?
What do you like? How do you mean a personal stake? Sorry, just elaborate without telling me the answer.
So there's a reason why me personally, I'm disappointed that this watch came out.
Because you've got the army one that came out, which was the same shape case, but no, I don't know. Sorry.
Well, no, you're right. Same case, same material.
Oh yeah, of course it is. Yes.
So yeah, they made the Army. That was the first one and the only one they've ever made in the black ceramic. So that, of course, at that time made it extra unique. And now, of course, I mean, I knew it was coming. They're not going to make only 100 of a ceramic version and never make it again. But now they've, I guess, released the regular ceramic to everybody. Of course, they put in this ugly one, which means they will never see them. But as I said, I'm a little disappointed. Hey, now my ceramic watch isn't a very very rare thing.
Like what I said about the FXD, when they spoilt it by making the FXD into that other thing, not changing anything on it, and just apart from the dial, keeping the fixed lugs, keeping the special bezel with the markings on and everything. Well, impressed, but this is awful. Sorry, I like Doxers. I'm not yet to get one, and this is just awful.
I mean, I think the newer edition will eventually come out, and it'll probably be really nice because I think the dial texture is pretty cool. Like I like that sort of pebbly dial. I think the matte, ceramic bezel is really cool, and obviously I think the case is really cool. They just need to have a not blacked out bling gold version. So
no, not gold doesn't go with it. Gold doesn't go with shark diving and at all. It's just And so, what's the point of having a date on it? You can't see
have a
the
shiny
date
pearl
window.
that actually attracts sharks to your hand. But I said, I think they'll come up with a new iteration of this, which will be probably pretty nice.
See, that's better, isn't it? That one. Yeah. No, that's better. That is what you want to see. Let's just see what the comments are saying about.
No, the part I don't know though is, I mean, my ceramic one was pretty expensive for a Doxa, so I'm guessing this one now with the same materials and now gold is going to be really expensive. And I have not cheated. I do not know the price.
No, Dodger, 10 plumes, whatever. Yes. We discuss this every week. Hey, up tickers, me old mate. Hello, Dodge. Thank you very much for the super chat. Much appreciated. All right, this could be interesting. It's telling me to consider plugging my device in. Well, it is plugged in. I can see that it's plugged in. Did it say plugged in? It's interesting. We go off unexpectedly. I do apologise, but it's saying I should plug my device in, and it is plugged in, which could be quite interesting.
Okay, I'm not the IT superstar, so I cannot help.
No, I'm not at the moment, am I? Just hold on, excuse me a minute, just in case it's a loose plug or something. Been caught by the dogs.
Well, while Tickers runs away and deals with IT, throw some questions out there, and I'll do my best to answer anything you got. Looking at the comments, I just see a bunch of hellos and a lot of salutes to Dodger. Dodger, you're popular. We need to see you more.
This could be interesting, guys. I have no idea. And has my camera gone as well?
And a little higher up in the chat, Matt guessed ceramic, and Matt, you were absolutely right.
So let me sort it out. Well, we'll see what happens. I'll tell you what, we'll run it on 19% count on 19% and see what happens, shall we? I can't be arsed trying to work out at the moment with the massive plugs what's going on. We're all good.
Yeah, everything's fine.
Yes. So down to this Doxa. So I like this one with the white. Definitely don't like this one. Gold does not have a place at all. And I'm going to say it's about £1,500.
Oh, boy. Dangerously low, Tickers. Dangerously low.
Really?
So the standard is about $3,000. So, I think in my ceramic version was like 4,500, which is considerably more than the regular Doxa. So I'm either going that it's going to be the same price, 4,500, but because it's got some gold on it,
4,500 quid. Seriously,
it might be like $5,000.
Oh my god. Okay. So Big V says £3,800.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen one person who says they like it.
Yes, definitely. Right. Let's scroll down and see.
Though I did see people like it on Instagram, and of course, I wonder how many of those people really exist, because whenever a watch company posts, you see all these people who are like, "Yay!" giving it like cheers and claps, and it's like, really? I mean, I'm a pretty open-minded guy, and if a watch is weird or has something cool, I'll be the first one to say, "Hey, I like that." But first impressions of this watch is not very favorable.
It's just what makes me just laugh is that date window.
Yeah, I
It's-
mean, you're completely right. If they just took the date off, it would be a better watch. I mean, it still would be ugly, but that date is pretty silly.
yeah. What do the dogs think? Yeah, they don't care. Never mind. I think it'd be chewable. I think if I handed it to them, they'd find it quite nice to chew. Do you know what? If I was super rich, I'd buy one and actually do a live video, just hand it to them and let them chew it. Seriously, I'd just do it. Just for shits and giggles. Okay, so let me just have a look. So it's got an ETA 2824, cost certified.
Hmm.
Oh,
Well, I will say
really?
that's different because I mean they're usually a Salida group, so
Okay,
I
hold
would.
on. However, we know that the brand used the ETA
Oh, okay, okay.
2824 and switched to Salito SW200. Oh, okay, so it's nothing special, is it? No, it's not. Okay, so it is €7,450. Fuck.
Oh gosh. Okay,
I
that
wouldn't pay anything like that for that at all. I just
that
wouldn't.
surprises me. I mean, I was thinking like 5,000, 5,500, just because of the gold. Man, I didn't realize that my overpriced $4,500 Doxa was now a bargain. Woo, woo.
Wow. Right. What else are we going to have a look at? Oh, we'll have a look. We'll try this for size. Okay, we'll try this.
Hey, Tickers, Thomas has a question. Can you pull that one up?
Of course I will. Sorry. Yes. Thank you, Thomas. Patrick, what are your opinions on the bronze bezeled Doctor Army? I can't stand the bronze rimmed bezel.
Well, Thomas, you and I are going to fight starting today because I love it. And the reason I love it, I only like it on the one combination. The bronze and the green, I think looks great, and I think it looks awesome on the green strap. I do not like it on the metal bracelet, but I think as that bronze patinas and gets a little bit more green, I think it's just going to go great with the rest of that green monster. I actually, when that came out, I was disappointed that I had the version I had and was really considering buying a bezel like that one and a green strap and like converting mine into it. I liked it so much. So,
Wow.
Thomas, I like it.
Wouldn't you sell yours and get one then? Couldn't you trade? Couldn't you
No,
trade
I
in?
mean, as I said, I'm one of those weird guys who I like limited editions. I mean, I when I go to a watch meetup group and some guy pulls out his little sachet and he's got a Royal Oak and a Nautilus and an overseas, I just go boring because that just means you're a hype guy, and that means nothing to me. I want to see that watch that I'm not going to see anywhere else. So even though that Doxa we just looked at is so hideously ugly, if I went to a watch event and someone wore that, I would actually find that more entertaining than if someone wore, this pretty FP Journe. Like the Journe means nothing. The only thing that keeps you from getting one is that you're either not rich or that you don't buy watches to flip. And if you buy watches to flip, that means you buy enough that they'll sell you one, or you just are so rich you don't care. That doesn't mean you're a collector. That just means you're a guy with big pockets, or a guy like Anthony Ferrer. But
Yeah.
I would rather see oddities. So for me, the minute I found out that it was in ceramic, bonus. The minute I found out it was only 100 copies, bonus. Yeah, I won't sell it.
Oh, by the way, Patrick, what are you wearing? Sorry, should have asked you earlier.
For hurricane purposes only, I'm wearing the toughest watch in my collection, the
The
G-Shock.
G-Shock. Wow, excellent. That's just your newest watch. It's the watch you put.
Yeah, I bought it
yeah.
last week, and
There you go.
where-
You see, don't give me that hurricane bullshit. It's the last watch you bought.
I wore it all week,
And you
at the
do what
hospital,
everyone does. You wear the last watch you bought for quite a bit until you get bored and
The
swap
only
it
watch
out.
I currently have, because I drove over to Grandma's house after shift last night, and we're as a family going to huddle through the storm here. So it's the only watch I currently have.
Do you mean you took your watches from the house and put them to your grandma's?
I'm there in the most secure place ever in Fort Patrick.
Why do you think that you're going to lose the house and you'd lose your watches then?
No, this storm's not that big of a deal. I mean,
okay.
worst case scenario, we'll lose some power, but
Okay.
we're not getting 2 minute direct winds. We are getting the bad side of the flood. And in the world of hurricanes, if you're on the right side of the storm, you get the surge. So the low-lying areas will get some flooding, but I'm half of my building is in low-lying areas. I'm on the dry half, so maybe my neighbors will sink, but I'll be fine. Sorry, neighbors.
I've got my Seiko 5 on. Don't ask me the model number exactly, but it's an oddity. So I've done a little story about this before. So there is a rare Seiko watch that was given to a group called Mac V SOG, SOG. And they were a clandestine group in Vietnam in the 70s. And there was only a handful of people in the top government who knew that they existed. And they were on plausible deniability missions, basically. And they operated for about 4 or 5 years. And every single person in there got an injury. They didn't all die. So obviously some died. But every single person who was in that group sustained an injury in battle. But they went in and blew things up in Vietnam and everything. And if they got caught, they couldn't say anything. There was nothing distinguishable about them being American. So some guy said, we need a watch. And he went out and bought these Seiko watches. And they all had them. And they haven't actually released it. But this is the nearest thing to one of these Mac V SOG watches because they're rare as anything. If you try and look for them on eBay, they are faked. They're faked to glory. So there's a whole page on a military website which gives serial numbers to be able to try and nail down. If you think you've got one coming, you go on there and you speak to them and say, is this fake or is this not? They can usually tell. But this is like their unofficial release, if you like. It's very, very close to it. So it cost me like 120 quid. So that's one for Thomas, who's into his military stuff. Mac V SOG, SOG. Look them up. It's quite interesting stories. So we just had a movement before from Doggy Cam. Ronnie got up and stretched and then sat down in the same position. One of these days, we're going to get them scrapping. Play scrapping like they do, which could be quite interesting. At the moment, they're snoring, but you can't hear it. Right, so the final watch we are going to look at. I don't know if this is yay or nay from Patrick. Is this Oris? What do we think of this?
First impression, not bad.
Quite nice, isn't it? That dial, can you see what they're copying with that dial?
Oh, they're copying a little bit of everything on that dial, but yeah, they've got some Seamaster in there.
They've got some Seamaster going on with the dial, haven't they?
I mean, 4,000 meters though. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's overall. That's quite. I have no idea on the price of this either. I've not looked. So overall, that is actually quite nice. The most water-resistant divers watch the brand has ever created.
Well, Big V just threw in a comment that we will read eventually, and wow, that is impressive.
25 millimeters thick. Wowzers! That's bonkers.
I mean, I'm trying to think about that giant Rolex titanium brick. Is this thicker than
That's
that?
not even 20. I was going to say the Amiga one that I like, the Super Deep, whatever it is. That ain't 25. That ain't 25 millimeters thick, is it? I'm sure it's not.
God,
And Matt H likes it, but he likes a big watch anyhow.
I mean, it looks good. The 25
look
millimeters, that's the game changer / no way for me, because I've got some old pocket watch trench watches that probably aren't even 25 millimeters wide.
Okay, Patty, but let's look. You ain't going to wear that in an office under a cuff. That isn't that kind of watch to do it. It's going to be a t-shirt job, or it's going to be over the top of a dive suit, innit?
Mm-hmm.
You ain't going to be able to bother about that thickness of that watch, really. You're not going to wear it. You ain't going to wear it to the office.
Yeah, the only part about the thickness for me is it has to be proportionally big, though. So, I mean, this is probably a 46, 47 millimeter watch, which...
I expect this to be 46, 47 with that 25 millimeter thickness.
Yeah, and for that reason,
bonkers.
yeah, I couldn't do it, because with the lug, that thing's probably 55, 60 across, and that's...
Yeah, 23.4. Yes, it's a large watch. 23.4 millimeters. It's an exorbitant. So how big is it? Is it 44 mil, 45 mil? Yeah, look at that thickness there. You can see that, can't you? So it's titanium, so it's not going to be cheap. 26 millimeter width strap at the case, down to a 20. That's going to look odd. 26 down to a 20.
That's because it's a big boy. So
yeah,
it doesn't look like a 26 millimeter strap. So yeah, this thing's going to be huge. But it's impressive. I mean, I said for all of that, looks like a 5-day power reserve.
Yeah,
Probably got Aquas's good movement in it. Yeah, that's...
I reckon this is going to be $6,000.
Oh, I'm going higher than that.
You're gonna. I don't know prices of Oris, so this is interesting. We won't spoil the price at the moment. I need to have a look. I need to see how big the case is. We know it's titanium. We know it's like fucking big. A rubber strap. I presume it's got no bracelet option. I like the way that strap's fastened on. You ain't getting anywhere with them lugs. They're probably screwed in. They're probably gone with the Elliot Brown type thing with a screw to hold those pins in. That strap isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, it's a good looking watch, well designed. For us desk divers, we don't need 400 bar. So give me a 40 bar version and make it much more compact, and that would be a watch that'd be worth considering.
Okay, so Matt likes it. Big V says I won't tell you how much, right? Yeah, he's already looked into this. So, Big V, are you a fan of it then? You've obviously looked at it, you know the price, you know the size. Do you like it? Do you actually like the watch? So Graham Cartwright says it makes no sense. Do you know what, mate? Half of them don't make any sense because the depth that they go down to, your head will explode before you even get down there. Not particularly this one, but the 12,000 and all that lot. I don't think, it's all bonkers, isn't it? It's all dick waving, isn't it? How big you want to make your watch go with.
Well, I agree with that. It's a bit of dick waving, and at the same time, I just don't know if these brands are being honest with themselves. And it's kind of even going back to that Doxa we just saw. I like Doxa as a brand, but until they do something more revolutionary, I think they have a ceiling to their price. And as I said, I never would have thought that that Doxa was going to be $7,500 because to me that is so over Doxa's price ceiling, that pretty much I don't think there's anyone who's going to buy that watch. Not even if it was
No.
good looking, because once you get into the $8,000 territory, you're into a whole other atmosphere of watch. And same thing with this. I mean, I've got my guess in my head already of what I think it's going to be. But for the price of this watch, I'm guessing, no one's going to buy an Oris. And it's not that Oris makes a bad watch, but, at one point when you start spending that kind of money, you want to be a little snobby. And no
Yeah,
one's
so
going
I
to be
said
like,
5K, and Matt says got to be upward of 5K. Yeah,
yeah,
so you think more than that, though, Patrick?
yes, I do.
Go on, you have a stab then. What do you think?
I mean, my personal guess is I think it's going to be around $8,000, but I'm not surprised if this was actually 10. So anywhere between 8 and 10, I think is completely legit because, like you said, it's titanium, and for some odd reason, everyone except for Seiko upcharges titanium, and it takes money to make that much water resistance. So, not to poo-poo on them too much. It's an impressive watch. So
Yeah,
I think
ooh,
under 10 is completely reasonable, but I'm
I
voting about 8.85.
like the loom. Yeah, I do like the loom. Okay. Diving present. Another exuberantly present element. Diving bezels. Let's have a look. Rotation safety system. Oh, look at that! Yes, rotation safety. Look, so it's got. Look at those screws holding in that watch strap. But there again, you tied to what kind of watch strap you can get. The way it is, isn't it? It's got a cutout in the middle. You can't just put any what you can put. Obviously, put a NATO on, but you couldn't put another rubber strap on because of the way it fastens. But I think that ain't going anywhere. That is one chunky mother, isn't it?
It's pretty wild.
What's this rotation system? Let's have a look. Unidirectional, locked in place with the Oris painted his rotation safety system. It can be only rotated when the entire bezel is pulled up. When pushed down. Oh, okay. So it's the opposite of that Bolivar have got. The Bolivar, you press down and then you turn the bezel. So this is you pull up and turn it. Okay. But it's painted as well. Okay, that's interesting. God, I can't get over that. It does it surely. Why does it have to be that thick?
400 bar is a long way down.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. That just says it all, that picture there, doesn't it? That, wow. It's a weapon, isn't it? It's a weapon. You smack someone in the face, they're not going to get up. Put some power behind it. Right, okay. Let's just have a look. Okay, so it's got a caliber 400.
Okay, well, that's good. It's got the good movement.
Are they good movements? I don't know much about it. Is it a good movement?
Yeah, caliber 400's kind of their creme de la creme movement. Best power
Right,
reserve.
10-year warranty, 5-day power reserve, as you said, elevated anti-magnetism, and better than chronometer accuracy. Wow, better than chronometer accuracy. For the price I think we're going to see, I'm probably well down on the 5K. You probably said it's probably going to be more. Okay, folding clasp, yeah, yada yada. Oh, look at
actually,
that diving
that clasp is
extension.
pretty cool.
Fuck, there, it is. Wow, that is proper diving extension stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, I just like how they smoothed it and kind of skeletonized part of it. That's a good looking clasp.
That's a good looking class. As far as class go, yeah, that's pretty good.
All right, I'm sitting pretty proud with my 8,500 to 10 grand.
Look at that. That just says it all, doesn't it? On the wrist, that picture.
I mean, that guy probably has bigger wrists than me, but they should have found some guy with like 8-inch wrists just to really make this thing look smaller.
Seriously, that's just bonkers. Okay, conclusion. This is fab. I'm that okay.
Oh,
Whoa, 5,700
pounds.
euro. We
So,
were close.
is that close to $8,000? Let's see.
Mm. That is a lot of money for a lot of watch for that money. Yeah, it is a lot of money. I agree, but it's a lot of watch. It's not a, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, now they're saying
If
only
you wanted a big
6,200
ass
bucks.
dive, if you wanted a big ass dive watch more than your standard 200 meters stuff, like your Citizen Pro diver, which will do all day at 200 meters, but you want something a bit hefty that, and you don't want to pay Omega and Rolex money, that is a serious contender.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'll give them credit for all the stuff they're giving you in that watch. That watch is not badly priced.
10-year warranty. Yeah.
Well, Tickers,
That
you've
is-
got a super chat from Kelly.
Okay, sorry. Sorry, Kevin. But I've got like just one screen. Thank you for that. On our own time, $4.99. Cheers. Hello, Kelly. Thank you so much, dear, for the super chat. That's lovely of you. Thank you, and cheers to you. Absolutely. So, are we going to get, before we go, we're going to get anything from Doggy Cam? No, we're not. They're just...
They're living their best life.
Yeah, absolutely. And the snoring, so I'm not going to wake them up because the viewers will bring the RSPCA on me. So...
And Matt, I agree. I wouldn't trade your James Cameron for that Oris either.
No. Must admit, it's a big, hefty one. That's surprising how big that is. So Matt said if Blake was here today, he could see him wearing the Otis. You mean, I'll take it the Orish. I think you mean the Orish, don't you? Yeah, it does look too big. It does look a bit. Yeah. However good it is, it's too big. Okie doke. I'm going to wrap this up, guys. Thank you so much for staying with me. I did sort my laptop out in the end. I couldn't find the other end of the plug, but then it suddenly decided to start charging, and we're now on 33% plugged in. No idea what I did. Thought we were going to lose power, which could have been interesting. So thank you for joining me. Please go back and watch.
Last-minute super chat.
Hey, here we go. JL. It's Australian dollars, $14.99. Treats for the doggies. Hope you're doing well, Tickers. Yes, JL. Thank you very much. I'm doing fine. Yes. I will get some treats for the doggies. I'm running out of treats, actually, for them. So I will, I'll make sure I replenish them this week with some treats. They did get some yesterday spoiled them yesterday because of the birthday. They got a pig. They got the breakfast. Then they got like a chewy stick, which basically cleans the breath because he licked me all day. So I've got to make sure they got decent breath. Then they got a pig's ear. Actually, got half a pig's ear. I cut them in half, and they get a pig's ear. Then when I made then they got some chicken, bit of chicken. When I stripped this chicken, I had. Then they got a chicken roast dinner. So I cooked myself some a chicken and some veg, and they got some of that as well. Got peas, carrots, potatoes, and chicken, and they loved it. Absolutely loved it. Walloped it down. So yes, they got spoilt yesterday, something rotten because it's their birthday.
Mm-hmm.
But they are snoring. I can hear them snoring, so we're not going to get any fun out. But one day we'll be there, and they will entertain you, I'm sure. Yes, Graham Cartwright said it's a dog's life. Yeah, they just got the best life. Just get absolutely everything. Enjoyable stream. Thank you very much, Matt. Glad you appreciate that. Thank you again, Dodger, for the super chat. Thank you. Right, I'm going to wrap this up, guys. Thank you very much for joining me. Please have a look at me past couple of videos I've done on the Christopher Ward 12 and the 36 mil 12. And any other videos you find, just go and watch and enjoy. And I will see you all next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.